Okay, so I honestly was not gonna film a video, but my hairstyle is like too cute to like not film. This month I sort of kind of participated in the Hours Readathon, like very like loosely. I read 15 books this month, and like rarely, like none of them really met the requirements for it. Like I literally was just like, okay, I'm gonna read and just match whatever I can. So I think I completed like 6. So I mean, like I'm barely passing, but like it's good enough for me. I wanted to go for all 12, but clearly I am a failure. This month I had a pretty good reading month. I read 15 books this month, which like if the beginning of the month like you would have told me that I was gonna read 15 books this month, I would have been like, you're lying. Like it literally, like the 3rd week in April, I like read like 8 books in 2 days, and that low-key helped me out a lot. But I'm just gonna get into the books that I read. So the first book that I read for this month was The Dragon Tea Society by Katie O'Neill, and I really like this book. Like it's so cute, and the artwork is so beautiful. Like I really, it's so, look at it, it's so cute. And basically this graphic novel is about dragons who you can get tea from. Well, it's about this girl and her parents. I believe her parents make swords, and like they were gonna teach her how to, but then she like found this place where they make dragon tea, so she decided to join them instead. And she made this friend, well, she made friends, but she made friends with the girl with the pink hair. And this graphic novel is just so cute. There's another one coming out in like fall, and I'm so excited for it. Like I'm so obsessed. Like it's so cute. Like this was 5 stars. The next book I read was The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, which I gave 2.5 stars or 3 stars. I can't really remember. But I didn't hate this book, but I didn't like it as much as I expected it to be. It was The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. I can't even tell you what it's for real about because nothing really happens. She has powers somewhat, and she's in like this big accident, and so she like recovers, and her parents move her because her dad is like working on this case. And then she meets this guy, Noah Shaw, who at first I was in love with, but then as the book goes along, I'm like, he's very like possessive of her, which like in 2011 that kind of was the thing, I guess. But just like reading about it, I don't know, I didn't hate the book, but I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. So I'm gonna be unhauling this book, but I'm probably gonna like continue reading this series in like ebook form. I just don't like this book enough to keep it. I will say that the cliffhanger at the end did, well, not the cliffhanger, the plot twist at the end did kind of get me, but then at the same time I don't care. So and I read all the Shatter Me books. Like I read Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, Defy Me, and the novellas. So I really liked Unravel Me. Like everyone says that Shatter Me was, I mean everyone says Ignite Me was the best one, but like literally nothing happened in Ignite Me, like nothing happened. So the trilogy I really liked. I gave this trilogy 4 out of 5 stars. I gave it 4 stars because I was really interested like listening to the audiobooks, and I was like really into it. I just didn't love it as much as I expected to. And then I gave Restore Me and Defy Me both 3 stars, and like all the novellas got 3 stars. Actually no, all the novellas got 3 stars and Restore Me got 3 stars, but Defy Me got 2.5 stars because literally nothing happens in Defy Me. Literally Restore Me is a fan fiction of the Shatter Me trilogy. Like it just like the characters don't really act, I don't know, like everything that happens in it is just very Wattpad fanfiction like. So I really like this, but I don't really care about Restore Me. I don't know if I'm gonna continue reading the series yet. I have to see what like everyone else thinks about Define. Well, I have to see what everyone else thinks about like the next book that comes out before I read it, before I waste my time, because I also read this month Daisy Jones and the Six, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. So I really like Daisy Jones and the Six. So it's kind of like what it reminds me a lot of Evelyn Hugo, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Like, the characters act very much similar to me, and like at first I really liked it, but they're very very similar. And like she kind of, and like in the way of like they're very like, they were kind of sexualized at a young age, but they like, and they kind of used that to their advantage, and they knew that they were very sexy, but they, I don't know how to explain it, they were very like humble about it. And I don't know, the characters are very much alike in that way, which isn't bad. But like Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones, like the same person to me. I don't know. I listened to the audiobook, and I really suggest listening to it on audiobook. I really really liked it. I didn't like hate it or anything. I just didn't love it as much as I thought I would. I didn't cry. I don't hate it, but I don't like, it's not my all-time favorite book, you know. Then I read The Chalkman, which I gave 3 stars to. This book is about these kids, and there's this man who like kills people, and he draws like chalk stick figures. Literally what this book is. And like you follow them from like their childhood all the way up to their adulthood. So like it goes like back and forth between those until like the end, where it's just like him, the main character is like an adult. This book reminded me so much of it. There was literally a scene where they had a rock fight, and like there was like the boys, I think there's like 5 boys, and like the one girl with the red hair who like isn't like other girls, like, you know, like this was very much like the author was like it is my favorite book, let me literally copy down important stuff and put it in this book. It wasn't bad, but it reminded me of it a lot, and like the beginning was very slow. I do not understand what happened. I do not understand the ending at all. Like I don't get the ending. Like I literally tweeted, like, if anybody knows that, like if anybody can explain it. It's not like I was confused by it or anything. I mean, I guess I was kind of confused. I don't get the ending. Who was the chalk man? I don't understand. Okay, but yeah, I want to read their other book, but you know, Scribd, they blocked me, so it's not available until like next month. But apparently they're unlimited though, like whatever. Anyways, I didn't hate this book, but I didn't love it. It reminded me a lot like it. I feel like the author literally took aspects of it and put it into this book, and just, I don't know, it had a lot of potential, but last book that I read for this month is Strange the Dreamer, and I gave this book 4 to 5 stars. I really really like this book. Like, I didn't like love it as much as everyone else because the pacing was so slow. It took me 2 months to finish the book, but it's not like it was no one else's fault but mine, and a little bit of Libby, because like I had the book but I was working a lot, so I couldn't listen to the audiobook, and I ran out of time. So when I went to go renew my time, I couldn't because there's another person waiting, so I had to wait a month to finish this book. But the pacing was very slow. I didn't really care about not like the relationship, but I didn't really care about like the romance. But I really love the writing. Like the writing is what made me give it 4 stars. Of course I love Laszlo and all of that, and I love like the world, but the writing was very very beautiful, and so I gave it 4 stars. Can't wait to read Muse of Nightmares next. So there are 2 other things that I read. I read this one, well, I didn't really read it, but I read this web comic, which I forget what it was called, but because I didn't put it in my reading journal because it was a webcomic, but it was about Hades and Persephone, and basically it's, I don't know, it was very weird because it didn't really have a background story. Like it literally started off with Hades like and Persephone, like Persephone already was in the real world. If you know, like if you watch my last video, well, not my last, if you watch one of my recent videos about Hades and Persephone, then you will know the whole story of like Hades kidnapped Persephone, and then her mother wanted her back, and blah 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 blah. So basically it's set in like real time, but it just was very confusing because it felt like I was reading a sequel to a book and I couldn't find like the first one. Like it literally started off with her in the real world. She had already been dating Hades. Like he wasn't supposed to be in the real world, he was supposed to be in the underworld, but he found like somebody else to watch over the underworld for him, and he was like on the run from something. And it was trying to be like very mysterious, but it just turned out to be confusing. And also like I don't know, I didn't really love it, but I didn't hate it. Like I love the artwork, and like I love Hades and Persephone, so I'm trash for any of that. And I also counted My Immortal as a book. I watched Caleb from Insane Readers video where he read My Immortal, and I basically thought of it as a audiobook. So I counted it as an audiobook, and I could find it on Goodreads. Literally anything that I can read that I can find on Goodreads, I'm gonna count it. So basically like a Harry Potter fan fiction, but like emo, and like it was beautiful. I mean, like Draco and Harry were like exes, which we stand by representation, we stand by men. She had like a band. It was like giving me like very Daisy Jones and the Six, you know. It was very like dramatic, scandalous, and we stand scandalous. Those are all the books that I read in April. April isn't even over yet, but I'm kind of just like, I met my reading goal for the year, so kind of just like whatever now. Yeah, I met my reading goal for the year, so my reading goal was 50 books, and I read 51 books because I just finished another book last night, but I'm not counting that. And this one I'm gonna count it in May. So I think I'm gonna up my goal to like 100. I low-key want to try and read 15 books a month just to see if I can do it. Of course, like if I can read more, then that would be beautiful. But I can't believe with me like literally binge watching Teen Wolf for a whole week, I managed to read 15 books. And also none of them really counted for the Owls Readathon. So I was like, it's kind of like a Gwen and a Luz at the same time. I'm kind of like a flop but a legend, you know. It's very confusing if you ask me. But I feel like I look like Tinkerbell. Like if my hair was blonde, I would definitely look like Tinkerbell. Like this is such a cute hairstyle. I'm giving you Cinderella, I'm giving you Tinkerbell. Like we stand. That is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And